Hello friends, welcome to Tech Tamarind. Today we are going to talk about role-based access control, which we call in short term as RBAC. Also friends, stay tuned. You have an exciting news at the end of this video, so please keep watching till the So the today's session we are going to cover about what exactly is RBAC, how does the RBAC works, what are the benefits of RBAC, and what are the best practices on using the Azure RBAC services. So first, let's talk about what exactly is RBAC. So RBAC is it's a kind of a role-based access control where people used to manage their access and by assigning a certain set of roles. So the permissions to the users will be completely based on the roles that they have within the organization. And using the RBAC, for an administrator, it simplifies the entire process where you can easily manage the entire access management structure in your environment, and you can make sure the permissions are assigned to the individuals, and also the permissions are able to control as we expect. So we have a complete control of the environment, and instead of going ahead and assigning one set of role to the entire audience, we are splitting those roles based on their designations or based on their competence levels, and then we are going ahead and assigning those roles, and we are managing the permissions. So let's talk about how does this RBAC work. So the RBAC works in terms of authority, responsibility, and the competence level. So as an administrator, you have to understand so what kind of authority levels that we are going to assign to the users, and how strong are they in terms of the competence level? Are they really aware of what kind of activities that they're going to do in the resources? So the users has to be assigned based on the roles that they are really competent about. And also, we have a lot of options nowadays where we can provide just-in-time access. We can customize the roles. We can also add two or three roles, because Microsoft has now provided a list of roles where we can split each and every role for the resources or the services which the users have to access. So so that's what we are going to cover. And so it has three main functions. Once we have the users, we have to just go ahead and assign roles to them. And once the roles are assigned, then that reflects as an action. So that's where the permissions are assigned, and users will be able to access the roles and the resources based on the permissions. So let's quickly dive into the portal and let's see how we can assign. So we can see here there are a list of users that are available, and so let me go ahead and select one particular user and show you guys quickly on how we can assign a role to that particular user, and how does it reflect on the environment as well. So if you see on the left side, you can see a list of options, and I have already created a user in my Entra ID tenant. So I have just chosen one of the user, and under manage you can see the assigned roles, and you can see on that option, we don't have any roles assigned for the user right now. And let's go ahead and show you like how we can assign. So we have to click on add assignments, and once we click on add assignments, you can see the list of options that are available, and you can see all sorts of roles that are there, because Microsoft nowadays have provided a lot of roles for each and every individual. So if you have a massive team, you can split those roles accordingly, and you can assign to every individual. So for this instance, what I'm going to do is I'm going to select the application administrator role, so which gives a complete admin access for the list of applications in the cloud. So once we have selected the application administrator role, you can just go ahead and stick with the directory, because we are creating the account in the directory. And then this is another important portion, because this is where we can go ahead and assign the permission levels. We can customize the permissions. You can see like it has like a privileged identity management basis as well. So you can go ahead and permanently assign the users, and you can manage the users. So we have assigned the application administrator role now, and you can see the roles are now added onto that particular user. And once we go ahead and refresh it, you can see an application administrator role have been assigned to the user. So this is how it works. It's a very simple concept. All you have to do is select the user, assign a role to that particular user based on the competence level of that particular user, and then you can split up the roles, and then you can start adding that user onto it. So you can see here, once we go ahead under the eligible assignments, you have the application administrator role, which we have already added. So that's it pretty much. And let's take, if you want to remove that user, all you can do is just go ahead and you can remove the particular access role for that user. Let's take, if the user is leaving the organization for some other reason, you can remove it. So now let's discuss about the benefits and the best practices of role-based access control. You can see it reduces complete complexity. You no need to worry about giving entire access to an individual. So we are splitting up the role so you have a complete control of it. You can avoid a lot of traditional errors which we were following before, because now we have the modern authentication levels where users are more privileged, and they have to go ahead and follow the basic authentication levels and then get into the roles and resources. And also, as an administrator, we can completely review their accesses as well. So the best practices here is only grant the necessary access to the individuals, and also use the privilege identity management. That is going to be a very key concept. I have also created a separate video for what privileged identity management is all about. So you can always, go ahead and see my list of topics that I've already created. And also stick with a group-based licensing, because that's what I would recommend. Always stick with a group-based licensing assignment. Don't assign to an individual user. Create a group, add the specific administrative roles onto the group, and then it's very easy as an administrator. All you have to do is just add the user, and if the user is leaving the organization, or if you want to remove the user from that particular role, you can just remove the assignment of that role for that particular user alone. So the group remains the same. You can just keep adding users back and forth, but the group stays solid. So whatever the permissions that you want to customize, you can use in that group. So it's always stick with the group based license. It's a very simple process. It eases our work. So as an administrator, I would definitely recommend to start using RBAC. Hi friends, we have come to the end of this video. As promised, the exciting news is we are providing a lot of mentoring, training, and consulting services for all our friends. So you can always check the link below and go ahead and book for a one-on-one session with us, and let's get connected. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Let's connect.